This last game as well, of course, tweet the stream out, make sure you get all the eyes in here that we can. The first game, of course, is going to be Capture the Flag on True. 3 caps to win, some classic style Halo to start us off, Dave. How are you feeling about this one?
I mean, it's going to be tough for Renegades right here. They're a squad, too, where, yeah, they have a lot of talent on that squad. They have a new up-and-comer like Neptune, yet we have yet to see them fully prove themselves. I mean, if they had been going online, win every single scrim, win every single like 2K event, that would be a lot different. But right here, I mean, this is going to be the first test, and what a test it's going to be.
Yeah, especially when you got this man, Royal 2, going up against you. This man is a machine. We know what he can do. Oh, arguably one of the standout players in Halo 5, probably that top-tier player that a lot of people aspire to be, these players coming through the AM bracket, etc. But it's actually Lunchbox who's managed to steal away with this camouflage. And interestingly, of course, Lunchbox without Roy this event. Yeah,
that's one of the first we've seen, I think, sometime back when the circuit was down a little bit throughout Halo 4. I think we saw Lunchbox maybe attend a couple events without Roy at a couple of smaller events. But it's kind of weird not seeing the twins together. I mean, we've seen them playing together since 2005 or 2006.
It's a long time. It's a long, long time. But this man, I think he was born around that time. It's Neptune, and this young gun is definitely going to be one to look out for in the future of Halo 5. And it looks like an early flag run might actually be coming in here from OpTic, but that's going to be shut down as we see Neptune and his teammate working together to get that return. Going to be taking down Snakebite as well, and showing no fear here, Neptune, just aggressively pushing now onto the OpTic base after picking up those kills.
No fear, but also such great awareness in that situation. So there's so many times where it takes some of these newer players a bit to react to callouts, and right there, he just knew that player is over towards ping 3 and dropping down. So clearly listen to callouts there for Neptune.
Well, you wanted a lethal stream. We're bringing you a lethal stream here in Orlando. He's back. He's on your screens. You can see the man, TJ, in the top left of your corner. But it's actually going to be the guys on Renegade who are picking up the kills at the moment. That flag's actually moving across ping 1, and this might be the first cap opportunity unless Royal 2 can get a pull on this flag.
Yeah, it may look like a chaotic and crazy situation here from OpTic, but they are always calm, cool, and collected. So I actually want to go to a listen with OpTic Gaming.
One shot their left, one shot their left. Absolutely shot into the Cardic. When hit their flag, he's gonna go left bottom. I got him. No, they're P-door, guys. P-door on you. I'm looking P-door. We can do that too. One's under. Yep. Toilet. One shot jumping toilet. One shot jumping up toilet.
I got him. He falls.
Nice, two dead. 41 camo guys.
Top car, are they? Yeah, they're both here. I'm gonna get them.
Shot their car door, Neptune.
Got them both.
Nice, PJ.
No. They cannot.
Who's getting camo at 41, guys?
I can go back and get it.
Block under.
Blocking under. At their flag.
Spawn bottom.
Two their flag.
Camo's up right now?
Yeah,
Matt's got it. Their window lunch and could be top car.
On their window.
I'm wait.
Their car door.
Turning.
They're flying in their P.
I made absolute.
I got him. Another on their P. Their P street. P1.
In their window.
P1 in their window. We can kill the guy.
In their window. Camo still, guys.
P1 still.
One shot
P1
right now. This street. Nice. Top mid on me. Ace. I got it. No, absolute top mid red help.
I'm
looking. Nice. And P street now.
I can shoot P2. You got shot.
Shot the street.
I'll kill P2.
One guy just spawned.
Street absolute. Under the base on me. Can you help me?
Go in, Brad. I'm top mid right now.
They're toilet guys. They're toilet.
They're bubble.
Under the base. I hit him with a nade. One shot their toilet and one shot under the base.
Toilet.
Toilet absolute.
Nice shots, CJ.
Under the base.
Victor bubble.
Acid red bar, dude. Somewhere else guy under.
Yeah, we're running this. Under the base.
He's throwing aids.
I'm here.
Yep. Under the base too.
No free deaths. Yep. And front to under.
I'm ground pounding, man.
Nice.
Absolute under the
top
base.
Car. My dog.
Keeping hard deaths, guys. Keep this up.
Top car.
To the street.
Yeah, the street as well. Top car.
Hey, you want to look? Spot him mid.
He's walking our bubble.
Yeah, he went back top car.
And P2.
Yo, challenge P.
Yeah.
P top mid.
And RP door.
I'm just gonna live here. Yeah, just be hard death. I have help. I got APD.
Coming back.
Nice, PJ. 2 dead. We have numbers here. I got them both.
Flag. Where? Back flag. I got him. Item twice.
You guys kill this guy?
Yeah, I got him.
Nice, we're running this guy's last cap. I'm one hit with him. I'm just gonna go. One their car, bottom mid. Alright, just lay on my dog. Yeah, 2 bottom mid, guys. 2 bottom mid. 2 bottom mid, APD. 2 bottom mid, guys.
2 bottom mid.
Yeah.
Well, they started to listen in with a flag gap to Renegades, but it's going to be OpTic Gaming who answered back with 3 back-to-back. And that is going to be game 1 going to the green wall. They answer back. They look like they woke the beast up a little bit there, that flag cap.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like a great start there for Renegades as they got that flag cap, but clearly as soon as OpTic started to hit their stride, they just took control of that entire match. One of my favorite callouts I heard during that listening, though, was challenge pink, and it's a small nuance. Like, that might sound like an obvious call where it's like, oh yeah, we want to fight for that spot, but clearly that player who was calling out for that challenge pink had some sort of flank or had some sort of plan to help out that player that was going to put shots down there. So rather than calling out, I have a flank, help me out, it's like they're telling them exactly where they want that help for that flank.
Yeah, it's that perfect information in such a concise way that gives so much information two are playing. As we can see the stats on your screen there, solid across the board, pretty much. OpTic Gaming actually pretty even in slays actually in that particular game. It was actually, sorry, they're actually slightly outslayed them, but a triple kill coming in from Frosty, as you can see. But OpTic Gaming, as you said, they woke the beast a little bit there. Renegades at the start of that one, but the 3 back-to-back caps, that happens so quickly, and that's what OpTic can do. When they do get the control of the map and when they do get those opportunities to get that objective moving, they really can make you pay.
Yeah, and I didn't get a chance to fully add up those numbers there, but I want to say it was like a 6 to 8 kill game difference, and just goes to show that OpTic aren't this slaying powerhouse. Yes, they have the slays to go with it, but they're also this objective, efficient machine. They get those few kills, they push in, they grab that flag, and they efficiently move it across the map. Any kill they get. And
the interesting thing to compare some teams that we see OpTic Gaming there, not putting up a huge amount of kills, but obviously turning them into flag caps, is the difference between the straight ripping game we saw first game of the day, where they were picking up multiple slays, multiple waves of spawners, but that flag wasn't moving, and that's the difference between these top teams that are winning these tournaments and maybe some of the teams that are slightly below them in that bracket. But now we're moving into game number 2, Slayer on Plaza. Overshield, Dave, of course, going to be such a vital part of this. And do you feel like Renegades can get back into that one? Do you feel like OpTic are going to extend that lead 2-0?
Unfortunately, I think this is going to be OpTic extend it 2-0. I mean, I want to remain hopeful and say, hey, Renegades, they're going to be able to turn this around here on Plaza, but it is going to be really tough. And a very fitting code name right there in the bottom left for the Platinum Rec Pack, and it's called OpTic Dynasty. I think at this point, it is very safe to say that what they've accomplished so far throughout their Halo 5 career deserves the title of Dynasty. Absolutely.
Very true. The only thing that sounds better than 2-time world champions, though, Dave, is 3-time world champions. But Neptune has the sniper rifle and nearly turned around on Frosty there, but Frosty not missing a bullet to take that out of his hands. Going to help out a teammate there, but Snakebite finishing off that kill before Frosty can even answer the call. Now, this is where you don't want Frosty sitting, basically. You can see Snakebite's going to have a 1v1 here, bottom of the snipe ramp. Frosty's just waiting for that player to lift up, but Snakebite, fantastic shots from him to win that battle, and now 4-4. The sniper rifle in the hands of Frosty as well, and OpTic's out perfectly on the map.
And just such great position that entire time. So one thing to keep in mind is clearly there was a player at that bottom left, and Frosty could have maybe pinched that player to help Snakebite over at bottom left. But the mentality that these OpTic players have is kind of everyone for themselves, like stay in good positions and buy that opportunistic time. What that means is a player like Frosty or a player like Snakebite isn't going to rely on just this one split-second pinch to get help. They're both going to stay alive in their own respective positions, back down if they have to, but in that case, Snakebite clearly had the advantage, won that fight. Had that player been weak and Snakebite couldn't finish it, Frosty would have transitioned over towards bottom left and killed it, or waited for that player to lift up. So it just goes to show how much trust they have in their teammates for staying alive.
Yeah, and I mean, trust comes from playing together, obviously winning multiple championships together, and I believe OpTic Gaming are now at this core 4 lineup, one of the longest lasting teams in the entire Halo history, as Frosty sends APG into the respawn screen. 9-4 the score, sniper rifle still in his hands, got 4 bullets to work with, and if he's hitting headshots like that, that could well be 4 kills.
Yeah, maybe even 5 if they double up, and who knows?
You saw the last 2K.
I've seen some of those ridiculous clips that we've been showing through some of these breaks, and it's not out of the question.
Oh, absolutely not. He got 2 for 1 in the last 2K, as we saw as well, and it was in this exact position. It's almost as if he's revisiting history here. He's hoping that 2 players are going to pop in front of him. There's one. Well, the one wasn't behind him, unfortunately, but it does make it pay with a headshot. Narrowly misses the second shot on the player on the bottom of the stairs there. But look at this kill lead now, 10-4, and I think from the situation where the 2 teams were tied up at the start, the overshield now in the hands of Snakebite as well. This could very quickly get out of hands for Renegades.
Yeah, it's not so much the kill lead that I was scared of, because, you know, 6 kill leads, not insurmountable amount of kills at this point of the game. However, it's their position. You saw Frosty still had Sniper over at Snipe 3. They had Overshield over at Gold Ledge. They just had these players from Renegade locked down in any position that they wanted.
Game has slowed down slightly here. We can see Renegades probably just buying their time a little bit, going to try and just keep their deaths down and wait for that next power-up, because they know that Frosty's just hanging around with this sniper rifle. He's going to be getting all of those cut-offs that the players might try and push from. And the team fight, we see Lethal picking up that first kill. Second kill going to be picked up by Frosty here. So a 2-for-1 trade here for OpTic Gaming. Still have total map control. Perfect play coming in from them.
Yeah, and how many times has Frosty actually been contested here? He's been up at this area for so long. I mean, he got that first sniper, I want to say it was off of Neptune's body, and has yet to really be in a position where he's nearly died. There's been a player who's gotten to the top of those stairs before Frosty kills him, or he's gotten to like lower lower shields, but he's never been in this threatening position where he's like no shield over here, getting charged over towards the nest.
And you have to give credit to his teammates there. The teammates are doing a fantastic job positioning themselves around the map, allowing Frosty to do exactly what he is doing now. And the last time we looked at the score, I mean, it's now 19-8. OpTic Gaming just dominating. Snakebite picks up another kill here.
And look at that respect. That player top gold gets those first few shots on Frosty and says, I'm out, dude. We're cool. We're cool. I didn't realize it's you, Frosty.
Frosty scaring people without even firing a bullet. That's the power of the man. Still has his sniper rifle. 21-8 the score. We can see Renegades. Difficult situation to be in at this point. OpTic Gaming now almost hitting the halfway point of those kills. And Overshield going to be popping as well, Dave.
One thing that's also impressive here, too, is even though Frosty's been hitting some incredible shots, that player who was over at the bottom of the stairs, he didn't jump out and challenge him. That's clearly a shot that Frosty is capable of hitting, but he's still going for high percentage plays. He realizes, all right, I'm getting pincered on. Let's see if I can pick off someone either at top gold over at Cafe.
And it's interesting that you say that because OpTic Gaming on their online scrims have been getting to those situations in Slayers where they have had leads like this and they have thrown them away. Maybe some complacency comes into play, but Frosty's not feeling complacent at the moment. He takes down Lunchbox, and that overshield, which was Renegade's way back into this match, has just been negated. And look at Frosty still got Frosty died. Yep.
I don't know if he has, truthfully. So I was gonna say OpTic really on top of their social media inside and outside of the game based on that snapshot.
Absolutely. Frosty doing work for his team at the moment. 26-11. Now repositioning himself because he knows that Renegades maybe starting to huddle up a bit. He's just trying to find some angles. He's got teammates in good positions to probably give him some cover fire if he does need to escape bottom mid here. But it just looks like at the moment he's looking for that push bottom mid. And I'm just hearing from the back that,
yeah, I don't want to spoil the movie here. I'm not going to spoil.
Go on, Dave. Spoil it. Do it.
All right, I'm not going to spoil Pacific Rim 2 or the end of this movie. No, I will. All right, the end of this one, Frosty has died at the beginning of this match, so it's not going to be a perfect game, which, I mean, it's, I guess, I would be very surprised if we got a perfect game here against Renegades.
Start the game again, but the light
start it back up.
The light rifle here coming in from a Renegades player, and that's one way to maybe knock Frosty out of scope momentarily if they can get hold of that weapon, put down some long-range damage, but at 28-14, it's so difficult to see them getting back into it, especially after we saw how well OpTic negated that last overshoot.
And, I mean, how Frosty's been here for over 4 minutes now at this point because he's gotten the 9-minute sniper rifle, got that full ammo. The 6-minute sniper ammo just came up. He has just been holding this position the entire time, so goes to show the amount of pressure that his teammates been holding this entire time. And I like this final rotation. Finally, Renegades get some sort of presence over towards Hotel, eventually pushing towards top lift. But as soon as they do, Frosty's already moving across the map. Such great rotations.
Yeah, great rotations and also great discipline from Frosty as well. But it is actually going to be APG who manages to pick up the overshield. But I mean, Frosty's just no-scoping people, taking their shields down. And it's got to be soul-destroying for these guys. They're finally getting these overshields. They're finally getting the advantage on the map. They try to challenge Frosty, and he's just bodying them and just taking their shields down again.
Finally gets taken out. APG, I believe, gets a double kill. Looking like he had OS there for a moment. I believe he got that OS, so that could have been what Renegades needs just to take down Frosty. I'm not sure if it fully brings them back in the game yet.
Yeah, he's only one of 4 OpTic players, unfortunately, but it is going to give them a helping hand. Lethal picks up 1 kill, picks up 2. Neptune wins the battle against Snakebite, but look, a teammate perfectly in position to look for that trade.
Look at these moves and look at these shots. This is what the next generation of top Halo looks like. OpTic, known for their individual prowess. They're able to be, you know, top shots in any 1v1 fight that they have. Yet, Neptune running circles around a couple of those players at truck.
Almost Frosty-esque routes coming in from him, but Lethal has managed to recycle a sniper rifle here. 3 bullets to work with. So that player just poking out momentarily there on S4, but Snakebite picks up a kill again. And now I've got to give some credit actually to Snakebite. It's not very often we see him with those power weapons in his hands, but he has been picking up a lot of these first kills in these 4v4 situations, which is allowing the likes of Frosty that we saw early in the map to do what he's been doing, and now Lethal to walk around the map with this sniper rifle. Finally, his teammates are going to fall, and now he's going to come under pressure.
Yeah, and look at this, just classic OpTic play. They're down in numbers, so they decide to hold their bets and then play another day. So he just backs off and finds an advantageous fight, finds a weak lunchbox over in the dip.
Perfect movement coming in from Lethal. OpTic Gaming just 11 kills away, 9, make it 10 kills. Oh! APG. Oh, bless your soul. Lethal takes him down. Lethal lands a body as well. Ace picks up a double, though. Has one bullet to work with. Almost turns it into a triple as well, but Royal 2 is going to shut that clip down before it gets uploaded. 42 to 33, 10-kill lead now. OpTic Gaming just 7 kills away, and it looks like they're moving in on that next overshield.
One thing that's actually really impressive, though, from this Renegade squad is, based on Frosty's POV, if we had the bottom right of the screen covered up and we had to guess the score, I would be, like, guessing it's near stake status. I would be guessing, like, oh, this is, like, you know, 40 to 20 or 40 to 15 based on just Frosty's POV alone. But clearly Renegades, even without having the sniper in their hands the majority of this game, with having the worst position on the map, being stuck over in yard, being stuck over in blue, still are only 8 kills away.
And look at this. I mean, I remember back in St. Louis, it was that APG and Ace and that team, that incredible comeback that Straight Riffin had in the series, and you can't put it past them. Very experienced players, and Ace, obviously global champion, now has a sniper rifle to work with. 45 to 37 the score. All of a sudden, Dave, this is a much closer game than we expected.
Honestly, most of the times I'll be up front and be like, yep, this game is absolutely over already. Like, this one is not fully over. I mean, 13 kills is a lot to get towards 5, but you can get a couple picks here, possibly get the next overshield. And, you know, if OpTic plays this a little too loose, if they give up too many kills instead of hiding away, this could be a potential game. But end of the day, it's still pretty long odds.
Yeah, long odds indeed. Ace lands a beatdown. OpTic just 4 away now. APG picks up 1, but traded out. And at this point, OpTic know that they just have to trade those kills. Royal 2 gets another trade here. Ace can't quite finish off Snakebite here. Snakebite's giving him the moves, but finally, they do take him down. Just 2 kills now for OpTic Gaming, but Ace does need to find himself into position to pick off some of these respawners. If he can hit a headshot there might have been that opportunity, but I feel that that might have been the opportunity missed.
Yeah, those are a couple kills that you need to be picking up in this situation. I mean, they're not easy shots to hit by any means, but you need to pick it up if you want your team to win this one. Overshield should be coming up fairly soon, though. I don't have an exact time of it, but I would have to guess sometime around like the 135 to 145 mark, so we'll have to see who gets control of that. But it's a bit concerning seeing how much Renegades are actually backing down, so I wouldn't be surprised if OpTic Gaming had already grabbed this overshield.
Well, Ace has the opportunity to maybe hit a shot here and create an opportunity, and he does hit the shot that he needs to hit on Royal 2 now. You can see Renegades making a move towards that overshield, but it's Snakebite who's managed to steal away with it, and you feel like that might be the game stolen away from Renegades as well.
Yeah, I mean, that one, it's tough to see. Even if OpTic doesn't fully use this one to transition to a kill, that overshield should have been kind of that catalyst for this Renegade squad. When you're down in some of those desperate situations, one of the best things you can do is create a chaotic situation where you get a kill or two, grab that overshield, and then just stampede through for the final kills.
Minute left in the game as well. OpTic Gaming quite happy to let this one potentially run down as well. They only need 2 kills, but we do see a kill coming in the feed, which is going to bring it to within 6. Snakebite taken down to no shields as well.
Oh my
APG
God.
comes in with a flank here. Manages to pick up another kill. Neptune picks up another one, but OpTic are just 1 kill away. But Ace with the light rifle is going to take down Lethal. And now it's just a 3-kill game. Somehow, Renegades have found the way back into a Slayer.
Not over yet, but this is a scary situation for Renegades because, sure, they can go through and collapse on yard and get a very valuable trade, but end of the day, one little slip up, one death, and this game is over.
And they have to make the push as well. Just 15 seconds left on the clock. You can see all the players from OpTic Gaming are trapped in the yard at the moment, but they do need to initiate that push. APG's gonna be no shields. Ace picks up 1 kill. Another kill here could go down, but no. OpTic Gaming, they're too composed for that one. They somehow managed to close that one out. But again, an example of OpTic almost throwing away a Slayer.
Yeah, how much were they up by? I want to say 13 kills or 12 kills at one moment.
Yep.
And they kind of threw away that lead, and it goes to show once Renegade actually got control, once they had control of that sniper for a little bit, they were able to push that and bring it closer, close that gap. But end of the day, it just was not enough. I think it's really tough to break down the very end of that game and say what they did wrong. You know, how did APG give up last death? That's not where that game was decided. That game was decided when they let Frosty run around with that sniper for 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes with a sniper in the hands of Frosty. You know he's going to hit some headshots. You know he's going to hit some body shots. And OpTic Gaming, their communication is too good to miss out on those opportunities. You can see the stats on your screen at home. Lethal having a big game there for OpTic. 3,000 damage as well from him. So TJ doing work for his squad. On the other side, Ace having a pretty solid game, but down at the bottom there, Lunchbox, unfortunately not having the performance which is going to get it done there. But OpTic Gaming, very shaky on those Slayers, and I think one thing to take away from this is maybe We've looked at Splice earlier, we've looked at Reciprocity, we've looked at Envy. They've all looked very solid. Yes, this is arguably a sterner test for them, but is that a chink in the OpTic armor?
Absolutely. I mean, when you talk about OpTic being this most practiced squad, you talked about how they're this 2-time world championship squad. When they have a 12-kill lead, when they've had that much control on the map, and they almost let that game slip, that's a very telling. Like, either they have to kind of, you know, shake it off a little bit and get in the groove for this tournament, but that's not really as much of a mistake. Like, we didn't really see Renegades bringing that one back because they had some incredible lucky, like, no scopes or getting control of the overshield last second. That was just OpTic getting picked apart one by one.
Yeah, it really was, and definitely something they're going to be looking to fix. You know how dedicated these OpTic guys are to making sure they're playing as perfect as possible Halo, especially in these tournaments. They want to take home these Ws. But
yeah, but there's something to be said for OpTic when we're nitpicking something like, hey, they only won this game by 2 kills. They're up 2-0 in the series, and man, are they off their game.
Oh, they're looking shaky, aren't they? But we're moving into a game 3 now. It is going to be Eden Strongholds. Obviously, Strongholds a game type these two teams very well versed in, but OpTic, obviously, not one of their greatest game types. Interestingly, spoke to Snakebite before the tournament started yesterday, and he was saying that there's a few game types that, especially in the 2K finals, when they had to play the same game types a couple of times against Splice, and this isn't one of their favorite game types, but you know when OpTic Gaming, when they say it's not one of their favorites, you know they're going to be working as hard as possible to make sure they remedy that for tournament play.
Yeah, that's the mindset of a champion, is you don't just look forward towards scrims about your best game types and think about how bad you're going to win those. You look forward to playing your worst game types and improving every single practice session. Right there, Lethal getting that first overshield, and that's a great start here on Eden Strongholds.
Yeah, fantastic start for them, getting hold of that power up. See, Royal 2 and Ace trading kills, but I believe that maybe the guys from Renegades are going to have a little bit of belief going into this game, possibly after bringing that one back. They just need to try and reduce those mistakes early in game, and Neptune winning the 1v1 against Lethal. The young man coming out with some fire, taking down Lethal. That's going to be a big confidence boost for him.
Yeah, I want to see some more of Neptune when he spawns in a moment, because this kid, his individual skill, I haven't gotten to watch as much of his personal POV, but he has just impressed me every single individual fight I've seen thus far. Right there, however, could be argued as a mistake. Some of those times when we see some of these young guns come in the scene, you'll see them arguably charge a little too fast, or maybe not listen to a call out, or panic in a situation where they hear too much information and they don't know what to do. So right there, I'm not sure the exact situation of Neptune's comms, but you saw how he just ran right out there over towards Red Nest, where there's clearly a player from his teammate that they saw, and Lethal just tossing a little plasma grenade there as he's jumping over blue base. Yeah.
Snakebite from OpTic is who we're going to jump on board with. Interestingly, though, we've had a minute and a half go in the game, and the score is only 9-0 at the moment. So both teams have been fighting back and forth for map control, trying their best to obviously stop their opponent's scoring. But now we're going to see APG move towards that blue bend. They have control of the catwalk, but just as I say that, you can see that ticker start lighting up as Ace actually picks up a big kill on Lethal there. So that's going to stop that conversion of the Stronghold.
That is so huge. Not only did Ace get Lethal, he also picked off Royal 2 over in the nest. This could potentially be a trip cap for Renegades, but as we see Ace drop there, I would be surprised to see if Renegades decide to give up nest or go for nest, because they're probably going to want to hold on to catwalk.
APG nearly managed to turn that one around on Lethal, who had that light rifle. Now we're on board with Lunchbox. They are scoring at the moment here, Renegades. They are catching up pretty quickly very early in the game. However, those power-ups will be popping up very soon. We're going to see the rocket launcher and the overshield, of course. We see a rocket go in. It's Frosty who's going to steal in and take that one away from Renegade. 3 dead. This should be 4 dead as well as he lands the beatdown. But another player in the pit is going to be challenging him, and somehow they've managed to take all of his overshield away.
Yeah, and when you say they, you mean APG. Those are some of the situations I've talked about before. If you're going down and overshield's fighting you, don't need to buy some time. You don't need to like duck your head and run away. Do some damage to that overshield. That is permanent damage. It's going to stay on the board that your team can build off of. You can't get that back.
Neptune has the power up as well in the camouflage. You can see he has about half of the time left on that one. Of course, the overshield that we previously saw was taken out of the hands of OpTic Gaming. So the guys on Renegade have the advantage as far as power-ups are concerned on the map. They are currently scoring as well, but they do need to pick up some kills. And Neptune's going to pick up a big back smack here. Gets the double, and his teammate Lunchbox gets one as well. 4 dead for OpTic, and I love seeing this. Yes. Aggressively pushing for that triple cap.
Great play right here. He realizes they're not going to spawn behind them in security, so he can make a push towards Red Nest, and instead Red starts to see those grenades coming out from outside, decides to position himself once again in a better spot, but right there, two of his teammates stuck in the bottom of Red base and not where they want to be.
Royal 2 looking to take another player down, takes down Lunchbox, and look at that. OpTic Gaming from being 4 dead, pick up the slays they need to get some map control and start turning it into points. We're going to see Royal 2 and his teammates convert that one. Red Nest still in their hands, but it looks like Renegades might actually be on the rotation towards Red Nest here. There is a player in there, and even though OpTic Gaming managed to pick up those slays, it looks like they actually are going to lose control of the scoring.
And what a mistake right there from OpTic. I rarely say that, but it was quite obvious when you're pushing over towards that catwalk side that they're gonna still contest that. You've seen Renegades contesting catwalk the entire time, and it looked like both Royal 2 and one of his teammates, I want to say it was Snakebite, were both looking towards Red Nest. They were desperately trying to hold on to that so they put some points on the board again. But with it, they gave up 1 or 2 kills and no longer had catwalk for that period of time.
Royal 2 rotating towards this overshield, which should be popping pretty soon. We'll be aware there is a player stuck there, but I think he actually managed to stick that play. He didn't, but Neptune is going to steal in, as well as the overshield. He has the rocket launcher as well, so Renegades have the opportunity to get back into this one, start scoring some points of their own. Not sure if a player managed to pick the camo up there for OpTic Gaming, or if it was burnt. It looks like Neptune is actually still waiting on that one. Might have got a call out from a teammate that one was burnt, but if he got that one, I mean, well, that's greedy, isn't it?
Yeah, they did not get the camo guy yet, though, and you see how cautious Neptune was playing. You saw when he first rounded that corner in the camo and security side, he's like, I'm just going to sit in the corner, man. I do not want to get back smacked with overshield rockets here on main stage.
Yeah, nobody wants to say that, to be honest with you, unless you're an OpTic fan. 43 to 37 the score at the moment. We can see Snakebite has managed to steal away with his camouflage. This will be a big kill from APG, and he manages to get it as well. Catwalk and the Blue Bend in control of OpTic Gaming. It's up to Renegades now to win that team fight, get that first kill, and then maybe make a push, but Ace is making moves on this Blue Bend.
Yeah, I like this play right now when the catwalk is contested from both sides. You almost have to just give up catwalk and go for one of the other strongholds. You have to wait until you have the strong enough positions, because from catwalk, if a team has security or if they have blue platform, you can't really do much about it. They can kind of trade blow for blow and dictate the pace of the fight, and then eventually push in and stop you from getting catwalk.
We're seeing OpTic making the push onto that Blue Bend as well, but it looks like Renegade got that spawn outside at the moment. They're challenging that Blue Bend. They're not going to give that one up. Neptune picks up the kill. Royal 2 trades it out. However, Snakebite coming under heavy fire here in the pit. APG picks up another kill, and that's a great hold coming in from Renegade, holding that Red Nest and the Blue Bend.
Yeah, Renegades, despite the score of 2-0 right now, have been impressing me, especially the second game and throughout this game so far. They've shown that they can hang with OpTic. I mean, there were some questions around this Renegade roster. I mean, they have a lot of great players, but we've seen times where over the course of a year or so, we'll see someone who was a superstar, and you'll see them placing, you know, 6th through 8th or even lower.
Yeah, what have you done for me lately is pretty much the way that I look at it. And, you know, it's true, it's horrible to say, but got to put in some performances if you want to still be considered as those top caliber players. And Snakebite's managed to get an overshield as for OpTic Gaming here, but Renegades are still scoring. Nearly a naughty thrust back there below Snakebite as he was jumping towards that player.
Yeah,
that
Ace was trying to go for that ninja, but did not realize Snakebite was a step ahead of him and a jump above him. Very,
very true. Frosty's managed to get the camo as well, so both power-ups this time going to OpTic Gaming. The last thing you wanted to see if you're on Renegades at the moment, because they're scoring, they have camo, they had that overshield, and OpTic are difficult enough to play against 4v4 in a normal situation. You can't afford to give them power-ups.
No, absolutely not. This is not where you want to be. And one thing that's also important to note is that Frosty's even content in some of these positions just holding down their normal setup as if he didn't have camo. So he was just kind of sitting there top catwalk, ready to finish off anyone pushing towards security. And then, you know, he's not just trying to go off this one-man flank. He is happily just fighting fights out in the open, possibly getting first shot because of the camo, but whole point is OpTic are very confident in the setups that they have, and there's no reason to deviate that just because you have camo and just because you can take a slightly different route.
Frosty's going to have this BR out, trying to finish off the kill. Does manage to take down one. That's a killing speed for Frosty as well. Killing spree, sorry. That's going to be 5 in a row. So he's starting to heat up, and look at the kill feed as well. OpTic Gaming picking up 3 Renegades players here. They are scoring still. They have taken the lead now, and classic OpTic Gaming not happy with what they have. They're looking for perfect Halo once again, looking for that triple cap.
Yeah, they're trying to get it all. And at this point, I would say their main spot that they want to hold is catwalk. Anytime you hold catwalk, you can rotate to either of the 2 strongholds, and you also have the positioning advantage. So expect OpTic to heavily focus on keeping this catwalk, and then see if they can get an opportunity to rotate towards Red Nest.
20 or so points to go for OpTic Gaming to close out the series at 3-0. It's go time if you're Renegades right now. You need to get back into this one. Neptune's going to be fighting a battle here against Snakebite, a difficult situation. But Dave, I can see you spotted something.
Yeah, you notice how as soon as Lethal died, it started to look a little bad for OpTic and holding Catwalk, but you notice those two players, they reverted back over towards blue platform and instantly put pressure towards Catwalk. It is such an important stronghold. Even though OpTic don't have two of the three strongholds right now, they have Catwalk, and it's still a pretty comfortable position.
And one thing they have as well is Lethal with Camo. He's managed to steal away the power-up once again. And now Neptune has the rockets as well, and it seems like Renegades at the moment have that blue bend, they have that red nest, but the rocket is going to come in effectively here, taking down Snakebite, and Neptune immediately changing his point of view to take down that player, and Neptune's doing it all at the moment. He's really doing a great job of focusing on the important kills on the map.
What was so impressive there about that rotation after Neptune got the rocket kill over in Blue Bend is that he instantly jumped up towards Snipe Spawn and realized anyone who was pushing from Blue Plat over towards Catwalk is not going to be facing him. So rather than go for the full back around flank where he's going to hit someone in Blue 2 in a one-on-one fight, he decides that he's going to help his teammates kind of cut out the middleman and just go straight towards Blue Catwalk.
Lunchbox now moving towards security, backs that player down, but towards the end of the game, we can see OpTic Gaming doing what they do best, and that is clutching out close games. 93-82 the score. They are still scoring, although Lunchbox is picking up these kills. Renegade needs to turn this into points as Royal 2 wins the battle against Lunchbox. You can see Renegades putting all their eggs in one basket towards the top Catwalk here. They do manage to get the conversion towards the end, so we could again see OpTic Gaming struggling to close out a game.
And Neptune taking out Royal 2 in a straight-up one-on-one fight. Again, this kid's shot is impressing me point after point. Every single time he's just hitting incredible shots.
Renegades staying alive in this game. 3 points, all that is needed for OpTic Gaming to complete the 3-0 sweep. APG doing a good job again to defend this stronghold. We can see two players. It looks like the call from OpTic Gaming is Blue Bend, but I think the rocket launcher might have had something to say about that. Renegades pick up 2 kills here. They have the Blue Bend. They have control of the Catwalk. It's going to be up to Neptune here, the young man, to clean up this kill on Royal 2, and he does exactly that. The scores are tied as we see the overshield in the hands of Renegade as well.
Oh my God.
And now OpTic putting all of their eggs in one basket and desperately pushing this top cat, and Renegades managed to turn it around. They take their first game in the series, and they close out Eden Strongholds.
That is a statement from Renegades. There's so many times where OpTic have been in scary positions. They'll have 3 or 4 members of Renegades down. They'll have Catwalk and Blue Bend, or they even had triple cap at one point. Yet Renegades somehow find their way out of those situations. That's so impressive. Both game number 2 and game number 3, I felt there were so many times Renegades were completely on the back foot.
I was expecting this series to be a close one, to be honest. One of the closest we've seen to get today, and Renegades are making sure that that happens. Lunchbox, 21, 15, and 17. He's still got it. And on
Not just
side,
him, though. Neptune playing out of this world, going positive 10. 21 and 11 for the young gun.
Big plays coming in from both ends of the experience roster there. Obviously, a very young man on one side, and Jason, I love you to bits, man, but you're an old man now. I've got to call you on it. But on the other side of things, I mean, obviously an incredible comeback from Renegades there. They, you know, did really well. They were only 3 points away from losing that game. But what happened to OpTic towards the end of that? Because it's the second time towards the end of games we've seen them really look like they are struggling for control.
You know, most of the times I can usually see some of the mistakes that OpTic make, or all these teams make, and can pinpoint like, yes, this was the one thing they did recurringly. And I couldn't really pinpoint there towards the end. It felt like there were some great plays and some great rotations from members of Renegades. So for example, that Neptune play at the end where he got the kill at Blue Bend, that slight difference, instead of rotating in towards Blue 2 and just going straight towards top snipe, towards top front of Blue 2 to get those kills on Blue Catwalk, those are huge difference makers. Because you know OpTic's plan there was they were going to a situation expecting that they're going to cap Blue Bend and that they were pushing 2 or 3 members towards Blue Catwalk to go towards and get the Catwalk stronghold. And that was completely obliterated by Neptune.
Game number 4 of the series then, ladies and gentlemen. We got a series on our hands now. Capture the flag on Coliseum is going to be your game 4. The man who had a big game in the last game is going to be Lunchbox. We're starting off with him as he's pushing towards these rockets.
Yeah, get some great shots over towards Snipe side, but didn't seem to do too much as we got 3 kills in the kill feed for OpTic. They only have 1 member alive here for the Renegade squad, and I believe that player fell down. Neptune out, all these members on their own spawn, and it looks like OpTic has everything and anything that they want.
My goodies, my goodies. That's exactly what OpTic Gaming has, and they're putting them to use as well. Last player alive is going to be on the flag. This would be a big kill if he can get it. And APG doing a great job there to stop that run from Snakebite. It's at least going to allow his teammates to come off the respawn here, but does get shut down by that player across map. 2 kills go down to OpTic Gaming. Frosty on the flank here, and this is a sneaky, sneaky spot, getting an angle on this flag.
Yeah, it's a great job, too. He's just going for these slays to play it safe. He doesn't want to just desperate and get a touch on the flag. He wants to keep control to set for a second cap, or just create an opportunity for his teammate to grab the flag, and that's what happens is another member of OpTic grabs that flag as Frosty's buying that time. The flag depreciates at such a long value, so you aren't forced to really run over there and get that touch early on, unless the opposing team is putting pressure on it.
Ace is going to be cleared up high by Frosty here. Frosty still has a sniper rifle in his hands as well. 3 bullets to work with. Lethal picks up another kill here, so that's going to be multiple players dead here for Renegades. You can see the convergence on the base now from OpTic Gaming. Frosty sitting on the window, such an interesting angle to take, such a confident angle to take, because he is vulnerable to multiple angles of Renegades players coming off the spawn.
Yeah, on the surface, it definitely seems like this weird, odd angle to take, or this super vulnerable position, but when you have the opposing team all spawning on their flag side, and the only real routes that they have are coming out through maybe their cave side or through their front bridge. Right there, Frosty put himself in a position where if someone's already on bridge, he gets that close range, no scope melee. If someone's far away, he has the exact fight he wants. He has that long range fight where someone's not fully expecting a sniper to be there.
Frosty picks up 2 kills. He's keeping eyes on those rockets that have just popped as well, and narrowly misses the quick scope on APG, who was moving towards them. Snakebite, though, he's picking up 2 kills, but most importantly, Lethal has the flag in his hands, and he's going to turn a 1-0 lead into a 2-0 lead here for OpTic Gaming. They are just 1 flag cap away from closing out the series.
Yeah, and it's looking rough for Renegades. I don't think we've seen them with rockets in their hands, sniper in their hands. I don't think we've seen more than 2 or 3 members of OpTic dead at the same time.
Frosty pushing the window again. You can see OpTic Gaming just swarming on the base here. The OpTic swarm is such a horrible thing to watch if you're a Renegades fan. Last player was going to be weak on the fountain here. He's going to be cleared up. Last player under the base there. And you can see the run immediately coming in here from OpTic Gaming. All you're looking at now is that kill feed. Bottom left, if you're seeing OpTic kills, this should convert into a flag cap.
And right there, even before this flag was grabbed, you notice how Frosty and his teammate were both there in position to grab it. Look at quickly rounding that corner, getting that 3rd and